In Dune Awakening, there's a storage system that uses circuits. Now, there are a lot of people asking, what are they used for and how do I use them? Well, I'm going to give you all these answers in the next few minutes, so stick with me. Circuits are the pathways between storage items within your subthief. This could be your storage boxes, machinery, or even infantry on your bike. These circuits allow items and material to travel between each storage location in your base if they are on the same circuit. So why do you need to do this, you ask? There are three main reasons that I can see why you would use circuits. First one is to keep organized, to ensure materials and equipment automatically get stored in the right box. This means you do not need to pick something up from the refinery and put it into a box. The second one is you can use this for risk mitigation, to ensure you do not craft more than required. An example of this could be dividing materials into separate boxes and only letting your fabricator take materials out of a dedicated box. And the third reason is for guild bases. If you have a shared base, all boxes and machines can be used by the guild. This means anyone allocated to your base can walk up to a fabricator and start crafting an item. Regardless of what permission status you have set the boxes to, the fabricator will use any resource from those boxes in the base as long as it's on the same circuit. So if you just found some rare material, put it into a box and change the box's permission owner, someone could still craft an item with it without even going into the box, just because they have access to the fabricator. The only way you are going to stop this happening is putting machines on a different circuit to your own box. So now for the big question, how do I use circuits? Well, there are multiple ways you can use circuits, but I'm going to give you the foundations and let you build from there. Each piece of equipment has an input and an output that you allocate to a circuit. There are 8 circuits in total that you can use. Each item is identical, with the left drop-down box being your input and your right drop-down box being your output. For the first example, if I want my fabricator to pull resources from a box but also deposit the finished goods to the same box, you would need to ensure the input and output are set accordingly. As you can see, the output from the box goes directly into the input of the fabricator by using circuit 2 on both sets of equipment. This means all resources the fabricator uses will come from circuit 2, and vice versa. The output of the fabricator is connected to the input of the box on circuit 1, allowing all finished goods to be deposited in the same box. For this to work, you also need to ensure all other boxes and equipment are not set to the same circuit. If this was to happen, you may find materials go missing and items get deposited in the wrong box. To expand on this further, you can play around with the circuits to set up different configurations. Here's a more complex circuit that allows raw materials to come from one set of boxes and deposit the finished goods into another. As you can see for our first configuration, we have added another box onto circuit 2 to grab more resources, and we've added all the machines onto the same circuit, so all resources required for crafting must go in the first 2 boxes. However, for our two refineries, we have put their output on circuit 3, so all finished goods go directly into the last box. By putting all the finished goods into circuit 3 means that none of the machines can use the inventory in that box. To take it a step further, you can also change the permission of that box to ensure only you have access to the material in there. So that is it. A few examples of why you would use circuits and how they can be used. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Dune Awakening video.